Warning: this podcast contains spoilers for upcoming projects. Listen with caution.
My computers that don't work.
And I was like, oh yeah, we were going to swap it out for Monday.
Record a podcast.
Well, at any rate, hello and welcome to Behind the Locked Doors, a Monday podcast, I guess now. We've switched after 2 years.
We're Monday boys now.
Yeah, and technically this is also our one, but we've hit the 2-year mark now, so we probably should do a retrospective or whatever, but that sounds like effort, so no thank you.
Yeah, ew, I don't want to think about it.
So I am Scott Paladin. I am recording a podcast, a horny werewolf audio drama called It Takes a Wolf.
Yahoo! I'm Jack. I'm working on writing, not recording. Won't be recording for probably a long time. Working on writing As in West, which is a spin-off of the actual play Unspeakable Distance.
Hi, I'm Mike, aka Interiority, and I'm working on having a functioning respiratory system. For the first time in a couple of weeks, and holding out hope that those around me also are able to breathe, and then maybe we can achieve more than that.
Yeah, literally.
But, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Like you got to have the
basic
health and wellness before you can work on
breathing,
your self-fulfillment.
Making a podcast.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to check in on our goals. I had a small list of everything that I needed to do, and I think I've been pretty good on it. All but one of my ensemble people has been recorded at this point.
Yay.
Oh, wow.
And I already did one session with the printable crew a little bit. We have another one on Saturday, and I have to follow up with one of my actors to find out if he's actually going to be there or not. But I did, I did contract stuff. I think that was it. I sent all of the giant rejection emails. So if you didn't get an email from me, if you submitted to the casting call and you didn't get an email from me, it's because your email bounced, because I got a bunch of those back from people who put in the wrong address to the form. No. So, or check your spam folder, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, everybody's been informed at this point. And yeah, like I said, I did the ensemble stuff and already got a bunch of those recorded.
Nice.
And yeah, so we're hopefully going to have the vast majority of it recorded by the end of this month.
Yay.
And if not that, then we'll have a little bit of independent and we should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sick.
awesome.
Chugging right along.
Yeah.
My check-in is that I did bang down a couple more words, but I have not yet completed the assignment I set myself from last time, which was complete a draft of episode 3. I would say I am maybe 75% of the way through a rough draft of episode 3, so it's coming along. I still need to get a hold of Sam and discuss some overarching B-plot stuff. Oh, hi, Twig. Twig interlude, everybody. He's so cute and little. Oh my god, look at him. Listeners, I'm so sorry you can't see this white little dog that is sitting in Scott's lap so cutely. Anyway, yeah, that's my update. I'm working on it. I have not yet hit the end of the draft of this episode, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do things, but then I remembered Twig existed. So therefore, I just lost all motivation. It's just why bother? Perfection is already here in front of us on the camera.
Believe me, living with this guy, he is not perfection. He is a little asshole. We just have to give in to his whims. Otherwise, he makes life hell.
Yeah. He really had a lot to say when we were trying to record the other night.
That was both him and Pretty Boy. Yeah, that was.
They were both saying they wanted to be on the podcast. Yeah, they were like, "Dad, hello."
Yeah, sorry. Please, Mike, give us your.
No, it's fine. One of the great regrets of my life is I made it all the way to Colorado and didn't meet Scott's dogs for some reason.
Fuck.
Don't know how I managed that. That was a mistake.
Tragic.
We were busy. We were running around. I
thought
about suggesting taking him to the dog park, but I was like, that's all the way out.
I would have been well up for that.
The thing is, everyone would have been like, please.
Yeah.
Next time, Gadget.
Okay. So yeah, I've got to come up with the actual excuse why I haven't done anything in the past 2 weeks. Mainly because I've been pretty ill, and it's not been great. But also, my producing partner has been pretty ill, and also under the cosh of it's been a reporting month for their day job. So they've been stressed and unable to get out of bed for a lot of it as well. So all the things, the grand plans that we expected to do together have come to naught at the moment, which, it is fine. It may impact some kind of deadline stuff in the future. We'll see. Quite frankly, I think what happened was Scott initiated some sort of fell ritual and basically
Yeah.
stole all
the
the productivity that we were going to have. Like it all kind of like just got funneled up in some sort of like dark whirlwind of strange energies.
I mean, I
deposited.
did sacrifice a goat over a copper bowl and invoke.
Shit, I knew it.
Invoke
fucking knew it.
Hermes Trismegistus, and
Usually we
yeah.
trade the brain cell with no brain cell to be had amongst the whole caboodle of us. It had to be productivity instead.
Yes, yeah. Motivation and the actual ability to do things was stolen from me in a most heinous manner.
In a fell ritual, right?
Yeah, but like it's probably going to result in a kick-ass podcast, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, I'm not like mad at it. But...
I mean, like the thing is, like I would really love to be kind of involved in the day-to-day of the recording, but I know that my doing that would like negate all of the productivity that Scott's already stolen, because I would just be the biggest menace that there was, and I would just make everything worse, and like it would drag on for ages, and people,
worse, but also funnier.
Yeah, but fun.
Yeah, I mean, like morale would be high. The actual achievement would be fairly low. So,
the truth is that what appears to be productivity is just me running on like vast amounts of stress. Like my wife has several times been like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
"Are you doing okay?"
Whether or not I'm okay doesn't matter. What matters is that this gets done.
No, listeners, don't run your life like that.
Yeah,
we're not endorsing that model of making a podcast.
That's how things get done. If we worked at the pace of Scott being comfortable, we'd still be writing. it would take multiple years of writing, and I wouldn't have made any of the phone calls I needed to make or sent any of the emails because of anxiety and all that. So. This is just me being like, okay, vibrating like a guitar. Just vibrating like a guitar string and fucking doing it.
I'm proud of you for fucking doing it. I'm sorry, it's scary.
I have got to make the art, right? Like you got to do the hard part too. Yeah. So I have a legitimate problem that I would love to hear y'all's thoughts about.
Okay.
Which is because I have in previous times when running podcast productions, you just run one recording session or a couple of recording sessions. You record everything all the way through. You like basically are breaking just like by scene by scene.
Mm-hmm.
This It Takes a Wolf has so many more moving parts and has so much more text overall. This is the shortest period of time in which I'm going to be covering as much text as I ever have, if not, well, actually a lot more. And I'm literally struggling with how do I keep track of everything that I've got? Like literally like how, like to know that I have everything recorded, like from both my principals and like myself too. Cause like I'm going to have to go into a recording studio in the next week, my closet. I'm going to have to go into the closet and record, thousands upon thousands of words. And I literally am not sure. Like the thing that is one of my stressors right now is that I'll get to the end of December and be like, oh no, I'm missing a line from somewhere or someone. And I have to go, run them down and, or myself go back and like literally like that I'll get to the edit and be missing something. That's going to be relatively easy to do under 2 episodes. But when I get to doing the remaining 7 kind of all at once, again, I'm like, oh my God, I should have a system in place. And I have kind of no idea how to do this. So if you have thoughts or if you have experience, like if you have ideas, I will take them.
Okay, so I will say I do have experience in like producing. I was not the producer, but I did direct and was running down the people to do all the pickups for a fairly complex set of episodes for Breathing Space that had like, I don't know, 14 actors in it or some stupid number. My own fault. I did this myself. But yeah, we were like, getting to the editing stage and Sam was like, yo, homie, we are missing 3 lines from this person on this page. And then I had to go like hunt through the files and be like, okay, I think it was from this day that we recorded this session at this time, this person's recording. And then either it was in there or Sam would go through and be like, bro, these lines are not, like they never said this with their mouth. And then we did have to go chase them down to re-record. I think the better way to organize that would probably have been to like keep decently careful notes every time you sit down to do a recording of which pages you recorded and which chunks actually got like locked in clean takes. Because I know like this past weekend, we recorded some stuff for It Takes a Wolf and we left big sections like just totally unread because there's going to be narration that we go back and do later. But we were like, we are just going to read the little lead-in line so that when we're getting the clean takes of the spoken dialogue, they know when to come in. All that other stuff has not been recorded. And I think probably the way that I would do it if it were me running things is to like have a Google Doc version of the script up where you can either change the text color or highlight or some way of marking there's a clean take of this. We can cross it off the list. We know exactly which recording session it's in, and we know that it's locked in and ready to go.
Yeah, and I have done versions of that, of what you're talking about in the past, where I like literally just highlighted, like I literally had a PDF and I would just highlight the text as it got recorded. The only thing that I would want more than that, which is not just that everything got recorded, but like you're talking about with notes of where
like
it
when
is.
and where.
Yeah, when and where, right?
Yeah.
To match it up to a time code or something like that, or a file. Say, hey, look, this section right here should be in ensemble person number 1's file. This one here should be from the Riverside recording on this date.
Yes. Which I had that type of checklist for Judah when we were trying to hunt through and get everything edited. I was like referring back to my recording schedules because there were so many recording sessions for those episodes because there were so many people. And we had so many people's files and they all had like multiple dates on them, multiple sessions on them. We had some days where we recorded 2 different times the same day or whatever. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping very, very careful notes about what happened in which session and which pages you covered in which session was really, really useful for me and for Ash and Sam.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I mean, I think Jack's pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like having some way of having it in a format where you can maybe comment or like do some sort of kind of like adding in notes essentially. So if you do highlight a certain section of the script, you can know what that indicates. Like, is this something we got in the bag? Is this something that you wrote from async and you haven't received yet and you need to chase up? That sort of thing. I will utter the forbidden word, which is Excel.
No,
a lot of people use it in various ways to keep track of this sort of stuff. I know people who actually put their scripts directly into Excel. And so line by line, they know the status of who's supposed to be recording it. Is it sync? Is it async? What dates have been recorded on? You can do filters to basically say kind of like, like what do we have in? What's missing? What status, uncertain? What do we need to do retakes? All that sort of thing. And, obviously you can then split it out by actor and, it can help you kind of keep on top of other things as well. It's like that's always seemed like crazy to me, but like when I actually think about the scale of like the production for some of the things I'm envisioning doing in the future, it's like actually that might be a good idea.
That might be really helpful
to keep on top of it.
You reminded me that's not line by line, but scene by scene is the break. I did like an Excel breakdown for Fable of the Family, which was on the same sort of scale that It Takes a Wolf is on. Actually, I kind of forgotten that I had done something similar.
It's like, I did something this complicated already.
Yeah, and that was enough recording sessions, and that was enough people in it that I literally, I had an Excel or a spreadsheet where I had every scene broken down. I can't use scene breakdowns for It Takes a Wolf because there are no scenes. In true Scott Paladin fashion, every single episode just starts and then goes all the way to the end. But a line-by-line breakdown may actually be the best way to do it. I bet I can get Fade in to export something that I don't have to do it manually. Let me look here real quick. Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't have anything to hand in terms of like the practical way of doing it. There are a lot of conversations online in the usual sort of spaces. People have very intense conversations about how people organize this and have opinions about who's a sicko and who's not for doing it in certain ways. But there are people who do it. There are ways of going about it, and I'm sure there's advice to do it. There are also a couple of people who are our mutual acquaintances who I could probably point you in the direction of. I believe Daisy is an Excel sicko. So he may be able to help in that sort of regard, or at least point you in the direction of some sort of guide or resource to.
Thank God we know at least one Excel sicko.
Exactly,
because it's not me. I was writing all them damn notes by hand.
No. It's and like I'm like not a sicko, but like a novice. I do use it for a lot of stuff. But like I don't like just as an aside. I think this is a funny story, and it'll help anybody who makes mistakes in the future. I was doing my budget the other day, and I had 2 columns, and then one of them was this. It was certain number of words all totaled up times pay rate. That was the total budget. And then I had another column which calculated the same thing, but differently, right? Like it came across a different set of columns to come down, and it should have been the same. And they were like $600 off.
Hello?
And I said to go to my wife and be like, Help. you know Excel so much better than I do. What did I do wrong?
What did I do?
And that was after I discovered
what's happening?
to my great joy, I guess, that I was $1,600 overestimating what I needed.
Love that for you.
Yeah, and I was double counting a thing, and I was like, well, here's money that I don't have to spend now. So, if anybody else gets to these kinds of point in a project and then you make a very large mistake, hey, anybody can. It's that you will make mistakes. You'll make errors that way, guys. No, thank you. Twig.
Scout's like, you will make mistakes, and his dogs are like, yeah.
They're like, we'll be sure of it.
Hi, Twig.
Yeah. So like an Excel, maybe just a line by line Excel doc is maybe the way to go.
It's worth a try. You might be able to kind of experiment with the first 2 episodes before you get into producing the whole rest of the season and see what works with a smaller chunk of the show.
That's kind of what I'm hoping, is that although I could probably just keep it all in my head for 2 episodes. That's how I would have done it in Breathing Space. Any particular episode, I just know it well enough to know what got recorded or not. But I can't do that with 7. So using this as the model for what I'll end up doing later is important.
Yeah, and worth considering ahead of time.
I already started a Kanban board for like a larger scale of episode production. If anybody's unfamiliar with Kanban, if you've ever seen a thing where they have like columns with cards underneath in each column, and then as you do various things on the project, the cards move to various stages, and you can add notes to them and stuff. It's originally from, I think it was originally from manufacturing, but it ended up in software development a lot. And so that's just a way to keep track of kind of broadly where everything is. But the granularity of like, did this get recorded? Is a different level of detail there. Dude, you can't stand in the lap. You have to sit in the lap, okay? There we go. Thank you, please.
He's really cutely putting his nose like up Scott's nostrils, basically. Very cute.
He wants to lick inside people's ears. That's his greatest desire in life, which is,
yes.
I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, he'd be a great dog. I find it a bit unnerving when he's trying to lick my brain.
Yeah, he's like, you don't have to be doing all of that, Big.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably a good, I think I may end up just having to do some sort of Excel tracking thing. That might also be useful for phase 1. I'm pretty set on doing absolutely all of the editing myself, like everything from rough edit to assembly. For phase 2, I think I would like to have a line editor, somebody who could like do the rough assembly part of it, and then I come back in and do final tweaks. And something like a line by line breakdown of the whole thing, where everything is, would be very helpful when you're dealing with somebody who's not you, right? Like you're trying to communicate to somebody else where stuff is.
Yeah.
And then also a way for them, like, here's what take was selected, here's where the alternate takes are, stuff like that would be probably very useful.
My God, being able to like have your spreadsheet of what has been recorded when, also having the take notes would be so convenient to like have that all in one place.
Yeah. My breath isn't that bad, okay?
Twig is like nose in Scott's mouth, like, let me smell everything you've eaten in the past week, please.
It's a very Twig heavy episode today, I guess. Okay.
Listen, we love him. No raggarts. I'm never mad to see Twig.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Is there any? Do you guys have any other like question? Like this is. I want this podcast to be a nice picture into what's actually happening during production.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit in the weeds right now to know what people might want to know about production. I'm not going to do spoiler things. Like we haven't announced who the cast is yet, so some of that stuff I'm gonna hold off on. Although I guess Jack, you gave away a little bit of that. Which
Sorry,
which is fine. I think that was a pretty safe guess that I was gonna put somebody from this part of the podcast in it.
I'm in it. I won't tell you who. You'll find that out later.
I will say that the cast is amazing. But if you guys have like questions about how things are going or stuff you think would be useful.
As the outsider, I guess, like I do have some questions about kind of like,
please do.
How things are proceeding. Like mainly like, how have you been able to rein in Jack? Because I've been in multiple recording sessions with them. And I've been in conversations very recently about kind of like how much Jack's just upended like recording just generally and like just
it's always
things.
To be fair, Mike, I do upend recordings often, but it's always my fucking computer shitting out on me or my microphone or some combination thereof. Or my
personality wise, Jack's not in my top 5 of top disruptors. I have people who are way higher on the like causing bullshit train. Some of whom are going to show up later in the podcast. But
okay, yeah. I was going to say kind of like have you encountering kind of like what level of bullshit have you encountered so far in the initial recording sessions? Like,
well, yeah, my mic wasn't fucking working immediately.
It's mostly been technical stuff.
Yeah.
And this is also the first time that I'm using Riverside as our like primary thing. And so I've been doing that with a lot of the ensemble people as well, where they just come in, we sit across, I hit record here, and then I get it run. Those have been running really slick. We've only had one like principal cast recording, which went quite well. I mean, like the amount of disruption from that was not particularly high. It was a fun recording session. We got a lot of good stuff done, and there was like, it's weird. You do want a certain amount of disruption. You bring this up like it's a jokey thing, but like you you want to be able to get to know people and like
you want to feel comfortable with the other actors. You
so it's not.
Feel
sometimes it's not about reining in. Sometimes it's making sure that you get the joke. You say the joke that you think of at the time too. Mm-hmm. So that's been good. Yeah. The ensemble stuff has been quite fun. Like about 50% of the people are ready to record on when I meet them on Riverside. Because I want to talk to one of my rules that I have set for myself for It Takes a Wolf is I will never let anybody record unless I have talked to them about what they're going to be recording.
That's a slick way to do it.
Yeah, rather than there's a real thing in some more professional spaces where people just hand you a script and say, "Here's the part, do it."
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is like, no, I want to talk to everybody about it, even though the 4-line people who are guard number 1 who like reasonably you could probably just hand somebody a script, but I want to have everybody I want to talk to everybody, and so I'm using Riverside for those conversations. And about half the time, people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm in my recording studio. Let's just do it." And it's been very good for me because I haven't directed in a year or so to have a little bit of a quick chance to get back in and say, "Oh yeah, this is how I give people direction. This is the correct way to get people to do what you want." If I'm a little distracted, it's because Sam is now in our DMs telling us that he can't come.
Fuck, I forgot.
yeah. That was predicted.
As foretold.
Yeah, as foretold. Yeah. So it's Jack has been remarkably well behaved. Their technology has not. If that's the answer to that question.
Well, to be fair, also thus far I have worked only with actors I've never met before. So I feel like I'm on better behavior when I'm meeting new people than if you put me with Vic or whoever. Yeah. Like we just become a nightmare. I will try not to be a nightmare, but.
Well, hey man, you're getting paid a flat rate, not by the hour. So as long as if it takes forever, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it only bothers like all the other people who have like probably other shit to do and like lives to live.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
I will say, we said in the past, guys, we said in the past, like a thing that we had a whole conversation about. Never ever try to schedule recording during November and December.
Yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we? What happened to that?
I was like, I am never going to do that again. I'm going to do whatever I can not to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
and that's also what I'm doing right now. Scheduling has been a particular headache there.
Yeah, Scott sent out the like, let us meet, whatever. And I looked at it and I went, okay, well, so I could do like 3 hours this one weekend and 2 hours this other weekend and not at all this weekend. Like, it's November. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a retail worker.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
Sorry.
I'm hoping that we have another one scheduled this weekend. I'm hoping that one goes through. If it doesn't, then I'm probably going to have to break and do everybody on one-on-one or independent, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was really hoping not to do. I was hoping to get at least all of my because there's a scene with like 5 people in it.
Would you consider running that scene with like 3 or 4 if we don't have the entire crew for that?
That's what we're doing. If that's that we're already at that spot.
We're already at it. Okay.
We're already at the like 3 or 4 people who can make it. Other people who just can't because it's life.
Because it's
and if we lose, basically it's like if we lose any more one more person, then I'm like I'm not gonna like. There's just so much back and forth that like you can't like of the what percentage of characters in a scene not being there makes it not worth record. Like you're no longer getting the benefit of it being a
full cast.
Yeah, a synchronous recording if more than half the people are gone. So if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to break and do one-on-ones probably, or meet with people and then have them do independent. And we'll do the back and forth there, which I was really hoping not to. I wanted my Blackwoods all to meet and like hang out for a minute and like get some,
have a rapport with each other.
But that's life. That's November. If I was smarter, I would have finished this 6 months earlier and we could have done it during the summer when everybody was. I had this thought back in August of like, oh shit, should I push it to 2026? Should I just push the whole thing to next year?
Sure.
And I was like, I can't do that. Like my soul would not allow me to like sit on it for what felt like 6 months.
Yeah, you want the momentum because like you finished writing and you were like, hey, I wrote it. Now like we have to make it. Like I have to make it ASAP.
Yeah, and when it did take long. Like I held off on for personal reasons. I held off for 1 month, and then it took me longer to cast. And so like it is. I wasn't trying. I thought we were going to be recording in October. Turns out no. But that's life. Yeah. So my biggest stressor right now is, other than the fact that just, general in life, is keeping track of everything at this point. There's so many plates in the air. I can see why in lots of ways, It Takes a Wolf in a lot of ways was me wanting to do something that I owned kind of 100%. After working on such a collaborative project for so long, I was like, I need something that's just Scott. That's just me, because I want to prove I can do it, and also I want to have something that's unalloyed version of my own voice, basically.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do, and those are very important to me, but it also very much indicates how hard it is to do something on your own, right? Like where, if I'm doing if I do everything that I can do, that puts a lot of pressure on me and a lot of things that I have to keep spinning. And that's hard. That's stressor. I think it's going to work out okay for this first phase at least, but it does make me appreciate how many hands shared the work on previous projects.
The problem with doing everything yourself is you have to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And sometimes that's great. Like I said, I really do value that It Takes a Wolf is my voice all the way through. Like, it's a thing that is from me, and I got to say things in it that I wouldn't have been able to say if it wasn't just me doing the writing. And I will feel incredibly proud when it's done. I feel incredibly proud to have gotten as far as I have. But also,
literally, as you should.
Being the sole guy behind it is stressful. I'm not going to deny that. And so, just keeping track of everything and making sure it all happens. My nightmare is that we get, I got a bunch of nightmares, but one of them is that 2 months from now, somebody's like, oh, by the way, I never got paid.
Yeah.
Fuck. I need that not to happen.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun though. I mean, I sound like I'm complaining. I am complaining, but and everybody's allowed to complain, but
yeah, you're allowed.
I am excited that things have gotten this far. Getting to hear dialogue that I wrote 2 years ago come to life, and for things that I'd never really heard aloud until somebody said them, and to hear the joke work, to hear the way that the line is supposed to read come off the way that I expected it to, and to hear somebody else put a little bit more spin on it than I knew, and then to make it have them make it work.
That stuff never
rewarding.
Gets old. Ever.
It's so rewarding. So it's an intense time of right now, but it's and I am stressed about it, but it is also good. I want to make sure that people are aware that I am aware how good it is.
Yeah.
And hopefully the show is good too.
Yeah, Mike, I'm so excited for you to be in that spot, to be like, oh my God, we're recording the thing. People are saying the stuff aloud. Holy shit. It's a thing that exists in the world.
Well, you've been there with
I have.
Yeah.
I fully agree with everything that's said. It's my favorite part of the process. Yeah.
I'm excited you to be there on your baby, the thing that you're in Scott's position 6 months earlier or whatever. On the cusp of recording the thing that you wrote from start to finish.
Yeah. So fingers crossed it still continues to happen at some point.
Yeah.
But
Once everyone's less ill.
I got a lot of confidence in you, man.
Yeah.
You'll get it done.
The excitement is a little bit there. I'm allowing myself a little bit. Only a little bit.
That is cool. Dude, I cannot. Okay.
This is a dog
I think
episode.
Twig is telling me that we're done recording because he is.
Cool.
Well, so Scott has these big over-ear headphones on right now, and I can tell that Twig is like, Father, how can I lick your brain under these conditions?
Yeah, that's why. Why are you upset with me?
Because he can't lick your brain. He's so upset.
Okay. All right. Well, let's set some goals. It looks like we'll be meeting again. Wait. I have to check. Is that Thanksgiving week? Because if it's Thanksgiving week, we're probably not meeting then, right?
Yeah, so, okay, when I look at my calendar, it looks like December 1st is 2 weeks from now.
Okay. We'll tentatively say that we're still meeting that week. Okay, yeah, so we'll talk to the audience. Wait, we have to do our update or set our goals. Yes. Okay, so
goals. Make a podcast.
December 1st. We'll be still recording at that point. So I will have either done this one that's next weekend, we will have rescheduled it, or everybody will be on Independence and I'll start rescheduling those. So that's my big thing by then, is just to be on the path towards having everything recorded. Mm-hmm. My official due date is December 15th. For recordings to be done. So it's 2 weeks after that. But hopefully we'll have a big chunk of it done. Me personally, though, I will have at least probably 60 or 70% of my recording done for it. Because
nice.
I should have that Thanksgiving week by myself. Basically, my wife's going off to family. So I'm going to be just buckling down and trying to get all of that recorded. Ruining my voice with the gravel of the narrator.
Yeah, lots of honey tea between takes.
And taking breaks. That's the big thing is like, whenever I don't have a lot of advice. I'm a white dude. I have unearned confidence. So I do have a lot of advice to give. But one of the few like things I know is true is if you are doing something with your voice and it starts to become uncomfortable, you have to stop. Never push yourself if you can at all help it. You can absolutely cause real damage to your voice. Things that, will forever change your ability to use it as an instrument and your own comfort. So take breaks. If you're ever doing anything strenuous,
listen to your body.
Yeah, listen to your body. So next in 2 weeks, I will have the vast majority of my own narration recorded, and we'll have hopefully a big chunk of everybody else too. So
nice.
How about you, Jack?
Maybe I'll actually finish the draft of this episode that I'm working on. Who could say? I'm also like preparing. I'm an artist locally, and there's always like art fairs this time of year. So I'm like scrambling around to prepare for those. And those are all at like the beginning of December as well. So I'm like, fuck. But I'm gonna try to finish that draft. I'm gonna try to like find a half an hour somewhere to get on the phone with Sam and talk about some B plot stuff for As and West. And also do a bunch of recording for It Takes a While.
How about you, Mike?
Well, I think I've got 3 things I need to sort out. One is I need to kind of touch base with my producer again, because we haven't actually talked in a while, because we both haven't had the ability to talk for a few weeks. So a lot of what's going to happen after that is going to be dependent on kind of what comes out of that meeting in terms of like timelines, if we've still got the same aims or not. So we'll see. Second thing is I need to do another pass on my first script, because certain people have been requesting the opportunity to have a look at it and pull it apart, and I have not been confident. So I've been really scared. I'm hopefully going to get a chance this weekend to kind of sit down and just kind of do another pass and just kind of get myself in enough of a frame of mind that I'm kind of like, I'm prepared for, like a paladining.
Thorough paladining.
If a prospective paladining is in the future, palading. Anyway, I don't know if that works, but then maybe you would want to have less investment into it. Maybe you want to prepare. Maybe.
Possibly, but yeah, I've not really kind of invested a lot into it for a while, so I feel like I need to
completely understand.
If you've not looked at it for a minute, having a little read back through it before you pass it to someone. Sometimes you'll just see like some random glaring error that you're like, how did my eyes like skip over this 80 times before I didn't look at it for 3 months?
Yeah.
There was a time we went to a script. I can't remember what episode it was or what it was, but like literally it got to the point where the actor got to it and they went, this sentence doesn't make any sense. And I was looking at it and I'm like, I don't know what I was trying to say.
Like, what the hell was I talking about?
It doesn't like, it was like 3 sentences, it was 1/3 of 3 different sentences smashed together somehow. It was, there's always
it happens.
There's always another draft that could happen.
Yeah.
So understandable.
So it's like, and there's a few people who want it as well. So kind of getting it ready and then sending it out would be good. But it also would prepare me for point 3, which is like trying to take a little bit of this process into my own control. So what I'm going to do is take a leaf out of Scott's book, and I'm getting together 8 or so friends and trying to do a table read of it.
Oh my God, yay!
And hear the words being read out, which is going to be helpful for me and also helpful for, I think, a few of my friends, a lot of whom are having a really crap time at the moment. And the idea of a table read sounds kind of quite interesting and enjoyable to them. So
that is so cool. Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to get something scheduled. I don't think I've got many free weekends between now and 2026. So it's debatable whether we'll actually get that in the calendar before the end, because it's that time of year. But it would be kind of good to get a few people together and do it. So
it was fun to do it for It Takes a While. It was just like it was like a party. We all just sat down at a party.
I really hope you get a chance to do it. That can be so useful, and it can be a huge morale boost. So I really hope you can do it. I'm sending you positive energy.
Yes, thank you. But it was a really good example to see like you doing it, and like I instantly recognized the value of it. So I want to do it myself if I can.
Cool. All right. Well, those are some good goals. I have to go to a day job meeting.
Ew.
So, let's let everybody go. We'll catch y'all in maybe 2 weeks, maybe more. I don't know. It's the holiday season, so schedules are,
It's going to be what it is. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Behind the Locked Doors. I'm actually doing an outro this week, so, If you want to find out more about the projects, head over to www.library.horse. You can find us on social medias as either Cursed Knowledge or Library of Cursed Knowledge or whatever. I don't know. Look in the description. And if you want to support us, head on over to patreon.com/cursed knowledge. Yeah, we're Cursed Knowledge over there. Anyway, bye later.